In this video, we will talk about different types of wheels and tires for WPL D12 that is suitable for drift purpose, and some of tips and tricks that might be useful before you buy any wheels. First, the easiest and cheapest way is to use stock wheels and tires wrapped with electrical tape. What you need to do, just wrap the stock tires with electrical tape. Just pay attention to the wheel's rotation so it won't easy to fall off. The advantage of this method is easy, cheap, and works quite well. The drawback is just the looks, and after a while we need to replace the electrical tape, but overall it works well with no problem. Second, you can buy drift wheels specially designed for the WPL D12. It looks like this. I buy it less than $14 for 4 wheels and tires. It comes with black and chrome colors. It already used 5mm hex. So we just need to remove the stock wheels and then install this one without any changes. So easy. The advantage of this wheel is looks quite okay in my opinion, and it works well for drifting. The drawback of this wheel is not wide enough. It has minimum contact with the ground. It will be a bit of problem if you upgraded the motor and ESC with bigger power and you use this wheel, it will feel too slippery or lack of grip. For drifting, you need tires that can slip, but if it's too slippery, it's not good either. For example, if the front tire is too slippery, the car cannot change direction when needed. If the rear tire is too slippery, the effect is same. It will be too easy to twist if we hit the throttle suddenly, and vice versa, if we hit the brake, the car won't give quick response. The point is, the slipperiness of the drift tires must match the power, weight of the car, and the track condition. If you still use stock electronic and stock motor, I recommend this wheel and drift tire as they cheap, looks fine, and really easy to install without need any modification at all. However, if you already upgrade the ESC and motor, this wheel is too slippery in my opinion. The third option is to use drift tires and wheels for scale 1/10 RC. The selection is fast and the price is cheap also. Actually, WPL D12 is scale 1/10, but keep in mind in real world, the Suzuki Carrier represented by D12 is a small car. For example, when compared with the Lexan body of Nissan Skyline, it looks small, right? This means if you use wheels for normal RC drift scale 1/10, it will look a little bit too big for WPL D12. In addition, normally 1/10 scale wheels use 12mm hex, while WPL D12 use smaller hex, which is 5mm. So, if you want to install 1/10 wheels, you need to buy 5mm to 12mm hex adapter. This is an example of wheels adapter made of aluminum. To use it, just attach the adapter to WPL D12 hex. Then you can install the 1/10 wheels. That's it. A few notes for the adapter. First, I don't recommend buying adapter that looks like this. This will make wheels offset too much. But of course, if this is what you want, then feel free to buy it. For example, if you use very wide body kit, or if you want to install off-road tires, then you can use this kind adapter. Secondly, don't buy a 3D print adapter made for MN or WPL off-road car. For example, adapter for WPL C14, C34, MN45, etc. Here is an example. The reason is because the front hex of WPL D12 is slightly bigger than the rear hex. So, if you buy the one that designed for WPL or MN off-road car, usually it cannot fit in front hex. But if you already order it, that's okay. It's just that you need to do sanding a bit until it can enter the front hex. So, if you want to buy hex adapter, buy the one that is specifically made for WPL D12. Or you can 3D print it yourself. You can download the file in video description. I designed this adapter a little loose because from my experience, it will make the rear wheels less wobble. I also designed this adapter with just right length for the front hex, so it won't shaky when the wheels turn left or right. In comparison, if you use aluminum hex, because it is short, you can move it back and forth, and if this happens, it can make the wheels rubbing the body or frame. While with this one, it won't create much movement. I made two versions of this adapter. The silver and longer one is for the front, while the shorter red one is for the back. If you use front hex in the back, it will get stuck in the axle, so you need to use the short one. The advantage of using 1x10 wheels are the choices is so many and the price is quite cheap. I buy these wheels less than $7 if you buy it from China. $7 is for 4 wheels and tires. What you need to consider is the drift tires thickness. This one uses slim tires, while this one uses thicker tire. And there are also wheels that use rubber layer like this. It will make it thicker. If you want to use it in D12, I recommend using a full plastic tire and the narrow one like this. Now the disadvantage of using 1x10 wheels. First, it looks a bit off scale or oversized. If in real world, it's like Suzuki Carry using a 19-inch wheels. Not just that, because it has larger diameter, we need to sandpaper the front fenders or we cannot turn the wheel. As for the rear, we need to raise the suspension so the tires won't rob the deck. We can wedge the spring to raise it. Open this part, then wedge it using bolt or something. We need to use longer screw. The second drawback are, if you use 1x10 wheels and still use standard electronics, it will feel a bit heavy. It will be noticeable if you already install a gyro on D12. While if you use stock tires or wheels that is specifically made for D12, you can drift beautifully just by installing a gyro. We already made a video about best gyro for D12. Link is in video descriptions. Finally, and this is my recommendation, you can use wheels and tires for Tamiya M chassis. Tamiya M chassis is also 1x10 scale in size but a bit smaller than normal 1x10 drift car. The popular model is 8-spoke RS Watanabe like this. It looks classic but it still looks cool and proper if we install it on D12. For your info, I designed a couple of rims for D12. My design is highly influenced by Japanese classic rims. For example, this one looks like Hayashi Racing Yayoi. I designed it 3 pieces so we can switch wheel style and color easily. If you want it, you can download it for free on thingiverse.com. Link is on description. This is after post-processing and spray it in chrome color. And these other 3D print rims, the Deep D style. Also, download link is in video description. Usually, the M chassis rims are sold without tires, so you need to buy tires separately. But the problem is, the M chassis drift tire is not so common like normal 1x10 wheels. In my country, Indonesia, many sells M chassis rubber tire. But for drift or hard plastic tire, it's so rare or the price is expensive. So in the end, I made the tires myself using 3D print. I made 3 versions. The first one is 100% flat. It is suitable to use on rear tires for maximum grip. The second one, I designed it, it has a bit of angle in this part. The reason is I made the front wheels chamber to maximize contact when turning inward, and the angle on this part function is that when the car goes straight or turns outward, there is still enough contact to the ground. And the third one, I made it look like a donut or a flush style. This is also good for the front tire and also for the rear tire if you still use stock electronic. If you use the 100% flat tire for the rear tire and you still use standard electronic, you might feel a bit of less slippery. If you confuse which one to print, just print the third model for front and rear. Of all the choices of wheels and tires, I like the Tamiya M chassis rim size the most. It's perfect for drifting and also it looks really good and proper on WPL D12. Not too big nor too small. Several tips if you want to lower the D12 without rubbing the body fender. First, use a M chassis rims with a positive offset. For example, the Watanabe wheels have positive offset. Or also, this 3D print rims is also having positive offset. Although for this rim, you can make it as negative offset if you want it. If it's still robbing the fender, you need to make the front wheels negative chamber. You do this by turning this screw. If that's still not enough, then you need to install a custom lower arm so we can shorten not only the upper arm but also the lower arm so the wheels can closer to the car frame. Again, if you need the custom lower arm file, link is on description. For lowering the WPL D12 to the max, I think I'll make a video for that later. I hope this video can be useful for someone or give some inspiration. Thanks for watching.